Post-run, nutrition is looking a little bit different now from the last video, which was kind of like, what, 2-3 weeks ago? But we're making a big shift in what was the norm before to what is the norm now. I'll explain that a little bit later. I am actually in a bit of a rush. I have a coaching call with one of my members. So I need to kind of eat this in the next 10 minutes. Essentially these type of calls, if none of you have done coaching calls, or if you've had a coach before and they just kind of like the generic meal plan type guys, go into these calls with a particular issue. We then essentially reverse kind of engineer it, creating actionable takeaways to stop certain parameters from happening. So for instance, if we're going to discuss emotional eating, for instance, what are the type of emotions we're feeling beforehand? What are the type of triggers that lead up to these emotions occurring? Is there anything that we can do to bring us out of that kind of unconscious state where we potentially lead towards food? All these type of things. So we discuss everything and then go into a little bit more of an actionable steps from there to help reduce it over time. I say big bowl, 75 grams of oats, 20 grams of honey, 150 grams of blueberries. I have a whey paste, so that's just 30 grams of Perform caramel biscuit, I think the flavor is. I'm undecided if I'm actually gonna drizzle it on top because I think that looks gorgeous. And this is probably the thing you're gonna judge me for. So this is 250 mils of orange juice and 200 grams of Greek yogurt. It's such a delightful drink. Easy, efficient calories and protein in at the same time. Oh, and obviously a fucking monster. This is a double training day and I'm gonna need all the caffeine Mother Nature can provide. I'm gonna eat this now and get on with that call. Like I said, I have not got enough time for this. So yeah, I will meet you afterwards. How anybody says gaining weight is hard, I don't know. It's literally been 3 minutes since we last spoke. And bowl of oats finished, protein finished, orange Greek yogurt shake thing finished. All right, let's get on with some work. If you're on it or not, and that's kind of that choice point reference to think about. Like you kind of said, like highlighting stress as a kind of thing. Is it kind of like try to have a think back of recent memory if there's like a potential like overwhelm surrounding work or anything like that, maybe like a potential type of trigger that led to this, or like a challenging situation. Is there anything that kind of comes to mind? So how has my nutrition changed and everything like that? The main kind of topic of this video. Well, let's discuss this as I put together lunch. We've got some king prawns. We're gonna make this Thai red curry in pots. I just found this so interesting. Probably didn't even fucking focus because it's trying to focus on me, but sounds simple enough. I don't probably need this big pan actually. That hurt my fucking ears. And then simultaneously, we're gonna do that with some Mediterranean veg. And I picked up this as well, trying new stuff. Sweet chili and lime microwave rice. Look at the convenience of this. Everything's either cooked or pre-done. That just is how it is today. Like I said, I'm consuming a lot of food. This is a double training day for me. So before I was on a little bit more of a linear program where I was doing about 2,600 calories per day. And the more and more I realistically started to research hybrid training and things of this nature, the more I began to realize that I was kind of fucking myself over, especially on these type of double days and on my long runs. Because the essential need for me to have 2,600 calories on a rest day is far less important than it was obviously on these type of days. So we've changed things around a bit. So on my rest days, I can chill a little bit with food just in general. And that means on my longer days, in regards to runs, workouts, swims now, which I'm doing, a little bit more time and energy into this. So a typical guideline for me will look like this. On my rest days, I'm gonna be at baseline. That's gonna be about 1,800 to 2,000 calories, which is a pretty significant deficit for that day, don't get me wrong. And you know, it's not one I'm gonna realistically do a lot of on that day. I'm just gonna get my steps, pretty much chill, and I'll be all good to go for the days afterwards. If I have one training session, which I do most days, then this will increase from 1,800 to 2,000 all the way up to 2,800 to 3,000. So we're adding in an additional 1,000 calories that day. Now, this doesn't mean that my workouts are gonna be yielding 1,000 calories being burnt, but because my rest day is so significant in terms of a deficit, I can still yield that same amount of expenditure and that be enough to fuel my workouts effectively and in the same line be in a deficit. I've got to stop eating these before I actually get them in the food. And if I have 2 workouts like I do today, then that 2,800 calories, that will then go up to around about 3,600. Especially over the course of the week, I will be in a deficit, I will be fueling my workouts effectively. Yes, I've seen an initial spark up on the scale. That's to be expected with someone like this. Going from 2,600 baseline The last couple of days I've been at 3,800, give or take. There's more food in my system, there's more glycogen there. I expected a spike. However, now, whoa. All right. Over the course of the week, at the end of the day, when I look at my averages, I'm still gonna be placing a deficit, and that's ultimately the most important thing. This way I'm ensuring that I'm fueling my workouts and my days a lot more effectively. Now, I can fully appreciate this is not winning on the looks department, but just from having a little go of the sauce, this is phenomenal. I'm not gonna tilt that forward, because realistically, that's gonna fucking go everywhere if we do that. We're gonna sit down, scran this, and then get back into fucking work, because the grind don't stop. I wanna enjoy this, and I don't always just like being stared at whilst I'm eating. You cheeky little pervert. The antithesis of my calories and how I split up is also based on my movement. So regardless of how many training sessions I have, I will also have to account for the amount of steps. So my step count is about 12,000 per day on top of my expenditure. Having a snack, so entire bag of Ollies. These are some of the best pretzels in the world. One of the best ways is that I've raised my computer and I've got one of these, a walking pad. So I can continue to do my steps whilst I do my work. So currently right now I am editing one of the many videos for the Break the Cycle video library, which essentially will help form the foundation to help you not only lose weight, but create long-term life-sustaining habits. And this is a project I am so passionate about, because not only are we instilling change in a 6-week period for people, not just starving them and then throwing them to the wayside like most 6-week challenges, but all the profits of this are heading towards Mind and my Mind fundraiser, which just gives it that little bit more personal touch for me. So if it's something you're interested in when it comes to transforming your life, then give it a fucking little look. I'll leave a link in the description. Bang, there's a QR code. I love those now that I've been able to do it. Honestly, today is such a dark and miserable day to actually just do filming in general. Something to brighten up the day. I actually have a parcel from Bulk. I have not bought anything from Bulk 4 or 5 years realistically, but something caught my eye, and look, I'll show you first and foremost what that was. I think it's right at the top here. Is this the one? White chocolate pistachio spread. I saw that and I was like, yes, fucking please, get straight in my basket. I then saw white chocolate hazelnut. If you've watched any of these videos before, you watched the last full day of eating. I love that. And then this was really fucking cheap. Chocolate brownie peanut butter. I'm gonna cook some bagels off now and give these a go. So we've got first, this is the white chocolate hazelnut. Now, ideally I should love this because I love like all the bueno spreads you kind of get. Like, it looks good. It looks a bit yellow. A very rich hazelnut flavor. That to me tastes like the M&S one. So it's not as good as like the Lidl or the Farm Foods one that I had recently, which is a bit more milky, a bit more like Kinder Bueno. If you like the M&S one, that's a good shout. White chocolate pistachio. That's divine. That is beautiful. I'm gonna say this tub's not gonna last long. The chocolate brownie batter, peanut butter. Wow. This only cost me like £2.79 as well. That's phenomenal. That's really fucking good. White chocolate pistachio, definitely number 1. Chocolate brownie peanut butter, easy number 2 there. Yeah, white chocolate hazelnut. It's just more hazelnut than you think. I know I shouldn't expect it to taste like the Kinder Bueno ones because that's milk and hazelnut. This is white chocolate hazelnut, but yeah, just not tickling my pickle. And yeah, we're gonna go train legs. Let's get it, baby!
Dangerous times, don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight.
And that is the session wrapped up for today. Really boring end to my day, essentially. Ending today with a whey casein shake, 2 portions of fruit, golden kiwi, and a whole large orange. Especially when I'm doing double sessions, I will keep my food as minimal as possible before bed, just so I've got the best opportunity to digest it so it doesn't impact my overall sleep quality, which at this current moment in time is gonna be the thing that is gonna make me prosper the most. So I'm gonna do everything in my power essentially to keep my sleep at the fucking peak. And how my nutrition has realistically changed recently regarding my training. I know before I said I wasn't tracking, but this time I'm being a bit more diligent with my tracking just because of the varying amounts. The last thing I wanna be doing is under eating in this circumstance. So hope you guys found this interesting. If you've got any questions about what I'm doing, please leave them in the comments and I'm more than happy to answer anything. Next week's video will be very interesting. It's something I've never tried before, but it's something that should save me a lot of time. So I'm excited to give it a go. If you did enjoy as well, leave a like, it's very helpful. And yeah, until next time. Bye-bye, driver, bye.